Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Hi. Oh my God, there's names in the chat. There's people in my head speaking and singing to these background songs. How's it going? Hey.
Hi.
It's Ben and Jess, everybody. Oh my God.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I'm curious who Harmless Jarmus is.
Yeah, me too.
Is Harmless Jarmus just Harmless Jarmus? Or is Harmless Jarmus an alias for a person who had a different handle on Twitch, I wonder?
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for welcoming us.
They know all the words. Yes, they do. They do.
Yeah,
I wish I
really-
could have broadcast it. That would have been funny if I could have just turned on your mic.
Looking for a MILF. MILF to turn on the couch. Make the couch big so I can put it in my mouth. Well, that's the kind of thing we were saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was one time that was just YOLO.
YOLO.
Only. That was the only lyric.
Just yo.
Yo. Low. It had a nice melody.
Nice.
I
Those
gotta,
are
I
great
gotta,
songs.
I gotta say, I'm so glad to be around you, Hugo.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm
Always
glad
great
to be
see
around you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's been a nice friendship.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. What are we doing today, though?
Well, we went on a walk with our dog.
Uh-huh.
I had a bagel for breakfast.
Uh-huh.
Jessica had made a decaf coffee recently. You'll see more of that later.
Yeah.
And
That'd be
now
cool.
we're going to listen to music by our community friends in the style of From Your Future Self singing to you now, encouraging you, which I think is a really nice prompt.
Yes. We have 5 songs today. 5 cool futuristic songs from people around the world. And yeah, shall we just start with one? Just like wet
Sure,
the
yeah,
palate.
Let's get in it.
Get warmed up.
We have
Get my Parmesan.
we have Spee
Nice.
starting out with a track called What You Thought You Knew.
If you had been right about what you came to expect, you'd be oh so alone and so very correct. The world would have consumed itself in a fiery rage, and you would be the king of your empty cage. And thank the stars it wasn't true what you thought you knew. Invert the select and impervious film. Covered all your friends, made you afraid to be killed. The softness of your couch, what you thought you could always trust, infected the wound and the pus became crust. You picked the scab so much, you lost your sense of touch. You had to be shown what you ought to do. What you thought you knew. 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 Like so much air, your words, they came and they went. And it brought you here, all this energy you spent. It would appear as you pass me the torch, I'll be more prepared from this moment forth. I'll know what to do. I'll know where to go. I'll know what to do. I'll know.
Yay.
Awesome. Spee or Hushed Hands, formerly known as Hushed Hands. That was
I'm
cool. I love the
I'm
lyrical
glad that
idea.
was I'm glad that was Hushed Hands, because I was like, this sounds exactly like Hushed Hands. Yeah, a really nice optimistic story.
Yeah.
I like that it's like if I'm getting it right, it's like I'm glad I was wrong because it's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
also
yeah.
just there was like that was the first one. I think the second one was like something I thought was safe ended up being dangerous, but they were
Right.
both like in
The
a positive
couch.
direction.
The soft couch.
Yeah. They
Mm.
were both in a positive
Yeah,
direction
that
of
was
like
really cool.
this too shall pass kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool
Really good.
musical buildup of energy too, I feel.
Yeah.
And he uses his voice in really all the range he has, which is awesome. Like that really
Yeah.
low bassy voice at some point was great.
That was so sick.
Yeah.
And like a little bit western. There was like a nice
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
a nice western edge to it in like the low voice and in like the rhythm and everything. It was really charming song.
Cool guitar part, guitar bass combination in that last big choir section. The
Yeah.
dunk, 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 and that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That felt very Hushed Hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I feel like my feedback is like, I enjoyed that. I like what you thought to do.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
feel
like how you thought of good lyrics.
Yeah. I like how
I like how you had
yours
good
are
ideas and used them
Yeah.
and executed
Isn't
them
it-
well.
It is a valuable perspective to have, that whenever you look back, you always feel like you do things better now, I think. To some extent. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't lived the whole life yet, so I don't know what it feels like to be later.
I
Mm.
also feel like in general, you and I, Ben, have like a lot of like forward momentum. Like we really try to grow very hard all the time. And I bet it would feel differently if more of your like energy is spent like trying not to like rock the boat or like
Mm.
trying not to change too much. Looking back.
I saw that Struthless said like to be really skeptical of advice that's like, don't change. Like any
Mm.
advice that's like, keep doing this, it's gonna work if you do it like the same way, or like or like don't try a new path, or don't take this risk. Like, just to be really skeptical of advice that tries to keep you from changing. I
Right.
do think it takes a lot of energy to not change, and it maybe is like really inefficiently burnt fuel. It's like
Yeah.
lighting. It's like trying to fly by like getting a bajillion balloons. It's probably a lot more than one hot air balloon. There you go. I actually
Yeah.
found it. All that helium and all those balloons, that would be really like unsafe too, but a very simple, elegant, efficient hot air balloon. There we go.
Mm.
Good job. I didn't know how I was going to think of, yes, it's better to fly with an airplane. That's less power than a balloon. Like, no, not really.
No.
Should you never change though? I mean, if you have a good thing going.
It is like a legitimate question of like, is there ever a state that you're in where you should try to like keep it that way? And I would say like there are some tenets you can stick to, like for instance, if you have kids, like I will be there for them and I will prioritize them and give them my time.
Mhm.
But there are other things like around those tenets that can totally change.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes like routine can make it so you're like inflexible to like natural changes in the world. Like
Mm.
if you like do the same thing every day, you leave at the same time, and then there's like construction near your house, like you have to change everything and then you're mad at the construction rather than just being like, oh, that's like I have to like work around this, and like your flexibility has changed.
Yeah. I guess also
Yeah,
if you go through the motions, you're no longer really present in the activity. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
you know, you're not actually getting out of it what you could.
What's one of the, when you think of good advice you've received, what's something that you think was really good advice?
Oh God, you're putting me on the spot.
I'm
Good advice.
I'm trying to make you hurt and
Thank you.
like Trent Reznor in that Cool 9 Inch Nails. Just, I'm trying to make you hurt like I'm him. I'm gonna let you down.
Good advice.
Take your time. It's gonna be interesting to see where your brain goes.
Yeah. I don't really know. I've been reading Eckhart Tolle lately, so I'm reading a lot about here and now. I think that's pretty good advice.
Yeah. What has that been like in your rattling in your head? How has that manifested in your life?
I think it's been nice because I've been doing a 30-day yoga challenge at the same time the past month. And so it's been
Cool.
just two things that are related, but, you know, from a different perspective. So that's coming together nicely and reaffirming some ideas. And it's just been good for my mental health.
Hell yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're doing the yoga in the morning
Yep.
or the night?
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah. After
And then
waking up.
What do you do next usually?
Go for a long walk. Make some music afterwards.
Good
Yep.
combo.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
stuff. Feels good.
Aw, great job, Hugo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Yoga
so
stream?
nice.
No, John Sybil. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Weird angle. It's hard to get a good angle.
Well, also I don't want like, it's really things get awkward when your like chat is getting really horny and people say the dumbest things to me. One person's like, "Oh, I'll pay you a pretty penny if you took off that panty," and I'm like, first of all, I'm not even gonna like have that in the frame because I really like to keep my head like a triangle in the middle, and there's like no way to film yourself standing and keep like the perfect shot composition, so you would never see my panty if I was like, this is how I like to be, like this. So if I even took your pretty penny or whatever amount you were going to give me, I wouldn't be able to really show you my panty very well. Like my hand right now is right where you want to be right now, and you can't see it. So it's like a cinematographer versus pornographer, like paradoxical thing that is upsetting and kind of gets the chat angry and riled up. So I'm just trying to like keep things chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Thank you.
Thank you. The horniest.
I'd avoid
chat
the
you-
yoga stream, Ben.
Ugh.
Yeah. They're going to ask you for downward dog all the time.
They see my balls and dick.
Unbelievable.
Yesterday was a really, really rancid stream. It was just awful.
So that's the Patreon content.
Yeah, they love it. I love it, but not for the same reason they do.
You love the money?
No,
The fame.
no.
What do you love?
The temperature of the room.
Hot, hot, hot.
No, it gets really cold. I get like stone floor freezer feelings.
Mm.
Cool.
Like you just threw me into Saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's some good advice you guys heard?
Ooh, I heard. So I took Adrienne Lenker, who is like the singer and main songwriter in Big Thief.
Mhm.
I took her songwriting course, and it just ended, and it was so freaking inspiring. It was amazing. When it was
Nice.
over, everyone was crying, and it was like the sweetest. Just like it was so cool the whole time, and so yeah, I have so many things to say, but one of the things someone asked her, like some like mantra or something that's helped her, and she couldn't think of anything like in the moment, and then like later she's like, oh, actually, when my band was just starting out, we be playing like to like 11 people for like $75 or $15, like split between the four of us, like that kind of vibe, like when you start out. And they had this mantra in the band, we already won. And I just thought it was so powerful that it's like they already won because they got on stage and like rehearsed and like wrote the songs and like tried their best. And I feel like it's too like overly simple, but I feel like that is one of the reasons why they're still around now, is because of that like camaraderie in the togetherness of the we already won, when like they were just starting and it was hard.
And it seems like a basic appreciation for how hard it is to get a band together in the first place and rehearse and be good and have songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that so much.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like people who can like see the gratefulness and who like feel the play and like really love what they're doing. It's so inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, they were pretty young when they thought that, so that was lucky that their brains went there.
Yeah.
I feel like people are so hungry at the start. You feel like you have so much room. You've done so little. You feel like I'm playing for 15 people. I should be playing for many, many more.
Well, it also is hard when people are like telling you over and over again that you should be bigger than you are, and like they mean it as a compliment, but like the truth is the messaging like eventually does like get to you and you're like, why aren't I? Why is that never happening?
Yeah. I'm underrated. I'm always underrated, but it's like, no, let me be the right size.
What if I just like where I am?
What if
like the people we interact with?
What if there's more to life than?
How long have they actually been around?
I think they started, off the top of my head, I feel like around like 2014, I'd say.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the year I thought.
Really? Nice.
I got good advice.
It's so funny. Until 2020, I never said 2014. I'd always say 2014. You say 2001, 2003, 2010, 2011.
You're right. Like
you get to 2020, it's
into Pimp a Butterfly. I'm the biggest hypocrite of 2015. I think is what it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Everyone was saying it, and then I think we'll never say it. And then people start saying the aughts, and I'm like, that makes me feel weird.
I wonder, did we say 2011? Yeah.
Yeah. 2011. Yeah.
And then they said 2020 because of the pun.
I think so. And just it's just like less syllables. It's
2019.
2019.
I must have said
2005.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Did I get any advice?
It's very
funny. I got the advice that pops in my head that I got that was good. I've said it on the stream before, which is when I was in jazz school or music school, and I was in a jazz class, and I was complaining, like, why don't jazz musicians use more distortion? Why don't they use whammy bars? Why do they use hollow bodies? Like, why is it got to be like this? The teacher just said, this is maybe the only chance in your life that you're going to have to just learn jazz. Like, after this, everyone's going to be using whammy bars and those guitars, and like everything you see is going to be rock and pop. This is where you could learn jazz. That was a good way of looking at it, because I feel like we get ahead of ourselves a little. Like, instead of learning something, we want to always like change it to
fit our interests.
Or justify some belief we have about like how things should be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to first sort of learn a style and then be like, look for what is powering that. Why all the people who love it, why do they love it? What is motivating them? And not be like, ugh, jazz. It's just like, weep, 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 weep. Why don't they do any like more interesting tones? Like, well, you're dumb.
But I think it's also like jazz came from a time when electric guitars were first invented.
Yeah, I guess that also, if you're thinking of, yeah, I mean, I don't know how you like, I don't know. I still don't know how people got into the super, super like muffled tone weep, weep.
Maybe it's just like the way it blends with the other instruments.
Yeah.
You know, and just like there's like a legacy to like a sound like that.
I heard that, I don't know if it's true, but I heard Wes Montgomery just had to play quiet like a lot of the time, so he played with his thumb and fingers and played with a quiet tone, just like when he was practicing. But
Right.
I don't know. Seems like a tall tale.
Yeah. Actually, I have a better one that makes more sense. I think it was Adam that told me this 10 years ago. I was talking with him about composition. I reached out to him back then and asked him some questions about some stuff. And he told me something a teacher of his told him, I believe, that is to not ask may I, but ask what if, whenever you're doing something with composition, specifically in that case. And that stuck. That was good advice.
Wow.
I
Nice.
like that.
10 years ago, so that was 2004?
Teen? Something like that. I think 2014, 15. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, right at the beginning of the boom.
Yep.
That's when he went big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
He was cool before.
Yeah.
I can attest.
He was really cool. He was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wasn't a big boy yet. He was just a
Nope.
cool boy.
Yep.
But it is cool that
Small boy.
before Adam was able to, like, before he had like the resources and the fans and everything, he made an orchestral, like, electronic music dubstep big band project with a huge, ensemble for his like senior recital or whatever. Like he still like managed to get a really epic vision to come to life just with what he had. So
Yeah.
I like that.
And he had the glove.
That's cool.
The bass glove.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember
did
that?
he do
The
the
bass
glove?
glove?
Yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
him.
Yeah, definitely.
I know it was also like Nate Navarro. Is that?
Oh, yeah, but
That's
I remember for sure he was doing it. I remember the show we played with them.
Oh yeah.
He was playing with a baseball glove.
It was like a bass glove. It goes wow 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 wow.
It was like a
Oh,
dubstep,
wow, wow, wow,
like,
wow, wow,
uh,
wow, 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 wow.
Ebo.
It controlled a
Oh.
filter or something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
sick.
Was it like the Imogen Heap thing?
I think it was before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was very, very cool.
We have a song from John Sybil. It's called Relax.
Nice.
And it sounds like this.
Motherfucker, relax. Take a deep breath in and out. You don't have to hide behind riffs. You don't have to hide behind rhymes. Just because you like something doesn't mean you have to compete with it. Are you trying to connect with people or prove to yourself you're not full of shit? Well, I got good news. I can alleviate that anxiety. By verse 2, you're never gonna be as good as you want to be. The art that you like isn't that great to begin with. You don't connect with greatness. You connect to that feeling when your mind is racing in a million directions and you put on a pair of headphones. Calculate the alchemic index of the wave that got away. Protest all your heroes under glamorous twin galaxies that let you feel for just a second, in no specific second, like you're not alone. In just for a moment, relax. Take a deep breath. In your quest to be authentic, you've grown more and more synthetic. Obfuscated yourself behind a vain attempt at being something that you're not. So put on your most vulnerable hat and buckle up. His name is Who Cares? Heard it before. He's a bad musician, worst friend, hungry for validation that he insists he doesn't need. A loose collection of contradictory ideas that can't help but condescend to even the people he respects the most. And although he may not have responded to your text, he promises that he read it and appreciates that you took the time to write it. He's just ashamed that he didn't respond sooner and can't confront that fact and, just open a text and apologize and move on. It's a problem, I know. Please don't stop texting. So John, how does it feel to be mask off, not making up shit out of whole cloth? Maybe now you can see it's not about theory, it's not about how many seek reefs you can put in your song. It's about giving yourself permission to relax. Take a deep breath. Forgive yourself for not responding yesterday and respond today. You're not making music to be great, you're making it to share an experience with people, so that maybe one day when their mind is racing in a million different directions and they put on a pair of headphones, you can help them feel at least a little bit like they're not alone. You don't become a better artist or friend by worrying about how good you are or through shame for who you've been. You do it by embracing yourself, a flawed person who's trying to do better. But not trying that hard. I mean, come on, I got stuff to do. All right, this was fun. Thank you for indulging. John Sibyl out. Love you. Say it back. Bye. Click.
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah. This is a good prompt.
Damn.
Yeah.
That
Getting
was
people to
so
dig deep.
amazing.
I love the track. The staging of like things cutting out and coming back in, and all that was really great, and really nice to start with motherfucker, and such a cool delivery of that word. Really got us in out of our advice spiel and into our Johnsabeel. And yeah, backing vocals like relax.
Yeah,
all
that was awesome.
That was cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Well delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talk a lot about getting back to texts or not getting back to texts and correspondence in therapy. It's a big it comes up a lot for me. I can definitely feel those feelings.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's very relatable song, very like inspiring, and like just like maybe my favorite John Sibyl song ever. Like just like I feel like it was just so it's so sweetie and like real. And
Yeah, very honest.
really I feel like it was very meta in that you were talking about like being real and vulnerable, and then you were being, and like I think one of my favorite parts was how you don't have to worry about something and rhyme, and then you didn't rhyme that line, and it just was like I love that. Like never happens. I feel like when people talk about like not rhyming and then they rhyme the line, it's just like and like you did it, you like stuck to your guns, and yeah, it was awesome. Really really great experience.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, I worked with John on this a little bit. Of course, he did the
Cool.
work. But yeah, we talked a lot about authenticity and stuff, and how to properly express yourself in your music and things like that. And I think you nailed it. This was very authentically delivered. And I wish you the strength and courage to embrace the message that you're giving yourself. I think you can do it. I think you proved you can do it because you did it here. So, very cool. Proud of your work, dude. Keep it up.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much people struggle with the correspondence, with like how much it affects the way you see yourself and think of yourself. It makes me, feel like maybe it is much harder than it seems, and the reason people struggle with it is because it's genuinely difficult, and not because there's something wrong with them.
Yeah. I think there's something wrong with like the expectation. And yeah, recently I found out about the unread text button, and it has like been a really big game changer because there's so many situations where you read a text, it's really important, and you can't answer it, and you're just like, shit. Like, what if I forget? And then you do.
Yeah.
And it just is like, that was really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm generally like answering texts, and I feel bad at it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I talked about that for an hour today in therapy. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
funny. Yeah. It's yeah, that's not
Good on
all
you for
texts are
doing that,
equal.
though. That's great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, for talking about it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And going to therapy in general.
Yeah, therapy's been great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a real helpful.
You've been getting so good in your brain.
Well, not all texts are equal. You know, some
Yeah.
texts are harder to respond to than others.
Yeah.
And so, if you can maybe get a system going that helps you respond to the easy ones, and then give yourself a little bit of grace about the harder ones, you don't have to necessarily respond to the hard ones fast.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a friend who just does voice memos or films herself reacting or like talking to you rather than texting, just because she either has like a lot to say or just like wants to put a face to the words more, and like wants you to hear the way she's saying it. And I feel like
Mm.
I always like seeing those like little videos like more than a text, and so it takes me longer to get to them. I will admit, like whenever I see one of those, I'm like, okay, I have to like be pooping or something to like have a minute for that. But like it's really nice, and I feel like I wish it wasn't so like shame provoking. I wish it was like that same thing, like what can I do, like what like a
What if?
creative way. What if, yeah, like what if I um have an auto response that's like, I'm really bad at answering text, but I'll get back to you at some point, or maybe just call me.
I feel like that would be
so rude.
well, it'd also be crazy because every time someone's like texting you on a thread or something, that would come up.
That's true.
So it's like,
yeah, maybe not a response, but I don't know. Maybe like you have like a shorthand with people, like you tell people right away, like if I can't get to it but I want to, I'll send you a heart. You know, like then that means I read it.
Pugnacious Glue Gun says, I am the suckiest of the sucky at correspondence. I'm still too chicken for therapy, or I use excuses like I don't want to be a burden. I understand the burden thing. Like, for me, my therapist has patient or clients that have like crisis in their life, and I would say I don't at this time. And a lot of what I'm talking about is like little things like correspondence, how that affects my like perception of myself, or my business not going well and wanting to like make changes. You know, they're pretty like in the grand scheme of things like easier, lighter things. And you know, at one time I asked her if there's anything weird about the fact that this, like someone like me who is such a kind of like small problems, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, if I'm taking up your time where you could be working with a client who's, you know, needs your help like life or death, you know, or like way more,
Right.
like do you feel like it's kind of a wasted time? And I mean, she said no. She said like everybody's problems impact them, you know, a lot, and now I'm filling in the blanks, but it's like it makes a better world when you help people of any problem like reach their potential of balance. I guess balance potential is like, we are the algorithm, we are the voters, we are the people who upvote violence on Reddit or downvote it. You know, we're like the people who who ultimately decide what the world looks like. And when I say we, I mean the masses. And the way when we're around each other, we multiply. So like, if everybody's like rejecting something, then all the new people who join a group are likely to reject that thing as well. So if we are genuinely, as a community, rejecting people like roasting each other's songs, you're not going to see a hint of that. We haven't seen any roasting in the comments. Nobody, we take it for granted, but nobody comes in here shit talking the songs.
Right.
And that's the way the whole world can be. So it is important. This is my perspective now, but it is important for everyone to get balanced, because then you create the ambience and like human network of a more balanced like human world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I was really surprised by with therapy is like, I feel like I could start like communicating about what I was feeling like way better, instead of just like kind of feeling like a wall of like something I don't really know, but like it's not good. um and I heard someone else say that it's like taking a course in yourself. Like it's like you're learning about how you work, and it's just like at bare minimum like really interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, that's great. When you're like hitting a wall, be like, "Whoa, oh yeah, I know I'm hitting this wall."
Yeah.
Instead of just hitting the wall.
And then be like,
Yeah.
"Ah, I hit a wall again. Gosh, I always hit walls."
to me.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know, like for me, whenever like money comes into my bank account, I start thinking, "Oh, nice, I made it. I'm stable." And then I am spending it on, important stuff like house maintenance or whatever, like things that I've been putting off that are important. But then I spend too much of it and I don't have money in my bank account, and I'm like, everything's fucked now. Things aren't working.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's this painful cycle of like expecting things to stay the same and then spending as if they are going to, and then like running out and then expecting that money will never appear in my bank account again. And
Right.
that's
I mean, it's
a metacognitive experience where I'm aware of the cycle now.
Mhm.
very much a part of our jobs, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
contractor, artist work.
Yep. Yep.
Complicated.
It's the same with like the in and outflow of students. You suddenly lose 3, and you're like, oh my god, I'm losing my business. And then some weeks pass, and you suddenly have a couple new signups, and it's like, oh, things are amazing. What?
Right. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, everything's working now. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it out. That
No, just randomly, it seems I like sold like 10 courses in the first week of January, and just random, or the second week of January, just seemed random. It's like 10 sell and then nothing. It's not like I put out my album, but that doesn't make people buy courses. It's like it's just like it's random. What am I supposed to take away from that? It was like so good after so like long of not selling courses,
Yeah.
and then back to normal again. It's just like you almost can't look for patterns everywhere. You have to like
Right.
I guess you do have to look for patterns, though. You have to look for like the right patterns, the patterns that will lead you to actually meaningful information, meaningful conclusions.
Yeah, I feel those kind of market patterns aren't useful given the sample size.
Yeah.
We're moving to little goods, for lack of a
Yeah.
better word, to draw any conclusion about
Right.
that.
But
Yeah.
you do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're like
Yeah.
a human,
Right.
Or you get superstitious,
Yeah.
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 But it's important to remember that. Yeah. Very, very small sample size.
Yeah.
Whatever you do.
But then all the advice that's out there about like how to run a business, it's always like based on, yeah, you should do analysis of that kind of stuff. But obviously, that applies to like actual businesses, not self-employed.
Like that. At least 1,000 like people to check on. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you have 1,000 students, you better have some other teachers working for you.
Right.
This is impossible.
How many hours are in a month anyway? 10?
Something like that, maybe 11
30 days. 30 days in a day is 10 hours times 2 plus half minus 1.
plus 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to make it.
No, 521 divided by 12 months.
5,000.
5,000. 500. Ding. Okay. So yeah, it's like 600, like 800 minute hours.
Students.
Students.
Yes. 800 students.
Nobody knows my daddy's come like my mom.
Don't have 800 students in a month.
Oh,
Don't
no.
do it. It's too many.
720 students a month.
All right, should we listen to the
Yeah.
next song?
We have Scully. It's called Dear Me.
Nice.
Good title. All
Hell
right.
yeah.
It's an abstract way to speak to your present self from the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Neat guitar tones.
Yeah.
Dug it. Very like gothic vibe.
Yeah, it felt dark, but also like nostalgic kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
Yeah, that's a cool thing with guitars of having a lot of the high end rolled off. And yeah, I like gothic as a way to describe it. I haven't listened to a lot of gothic music, but that's a good word for it.
Yeah, it made me think of like kind of the Cure vibe. A little bit.
Hmm.
The
Although we would
Vax.
never compare, of course.
Oh, we
Right,
don't
right.
do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this music. Oh, Scully says, as said on the Discord already, it's very work in progress. Oh, cool. Well, that's a good work. Keep progressing.
Yeah, I really
Yep.
like it.
Yeah.
I'm very
And
curious how
yeah.
lyrics would change it if you plan to put vocals on it.
Yeah.
If that would make it like a more hopeful piece of music, or if you stick to the darker vibe of the instrumental.
Yeah. And also just like I feel like you made it very well to have vocals in it. Like it feels like it's
There's
like a
room.
nest for
Yeah.
vocals. And
Yeah.
but I also enjoyed it as is. Just for the record.
Mhm.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's a really cool composition. But yeah.
You could definitely turn the drums up, and if that ends up being hard to do without making everything clippy, then you could probably maybe like cut
Turn the
some
rest
of the.
down.
Well, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. But we could also cut some of the like between 500 and or like 400 and 800 hertz of the guitars. Cut it a little bit, like so that the EQ curve goes like this a little. Whoop. And then there'll be, I think, a little more drums.
there.
And then
Yeah.
turning the drums up.
Yeah.
Still turning the drums up. But yeah, of course, you can turn everything else down if turning up drums makes things too clippy. That's a good point. That's an important fact.
EQ thing was good too.
Yeah, they're
Good
both.
advice.
I mean, you could do a little bit of both, right?
Yeah.
That's the balanced mixing thing that I think I've brought up many times. Where if you could make the drums louder by turning them up, or you could make the drums louder by turning something down, maybe instead of doing one or the other, do each halfway.
Right. Yeah.
Balanced.
For sure. We have another short song from Igor Vaic. It's called
Oh, that's Harmless
Harmless
Jarmus.
Oh Yeah. It's
Mhm.
called Cool Guy.
Nice.
Hot damn, you're super rad. Love hot damn, you're super rad. Love hot damn, you're super rad. Love hot damn, you're good. Super, you're hot after all.
That's a gingerbread man factory. You're making rude and violent gingerbread guys. They come to life. It was like all the ingredients and that make the gingerbread guys, and then they're coming to life, and they're not nice, and they're like they got haste,
Yeah.
and they're artifacts.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That was cool with all the bleeping and then alternated with the pounding or bassy sounds. That was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it had a really special flow to it rhythmically. That was like really unpredictable, yet it felt like organic and not like jumpy. It felt like we're here, now we're here, now we're here. And the way you feel the rhythm is different in each place. And yeah, I also liked how the robot like lyrics are all jumbled together, and it reminds me of like when you get overwhelmed by like having too many thoughts. And yeah,
Still, they were very nice thoughts.
Yeah, there's like something
Good job.
like, really
Good guy.
Yeah, good job. And yeah, I feel like I don't know, like if I wasn't a big lyric person, that's like a really interesting approach, you know, like to just like put nice things in a jumble by a robot voice. Like that's a really cool way to deal with that.
Mm.
When
Yeah.
this song is playing, you cannot lose and your opponent can't win, says Doctor. That's the scariest card. What's that one called?
I got an angel that was like that.
Are you guys still playing?
Oh yeah.
Just like at home. Like
Just at
with
home.
when
Yeah.
friends show up.
Okay.
Yeah, we mostly are teaching friends how to play. And I'm getting like one game in where they're like, I think this, and we're like, yeah.
I don't know. It's called Platinum Angel.
Platinum Angel.
I don't know how like this card can. They
Exists.
have why they made this like.
It's you can't
it's-
lose and they can't win.
Yeah, you can't lose
I
and
felt
your
like
opponents
it was
can't.
bigger.
It pays 7 for a 4/4, but it's an artifact. Like you know, you need the removal, and what if you don't have the removal?
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's an artifact.
It's wild. Yeah.
It's why do they do that? It's like how could that not be a broken card?
It's so
Should
insane.
put it in every deck.
I won with this card once. It was sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
I killed Van.
So you're not going to play the new set?
The dinosaurs.
No, there's a new one coming next
Oh,
week.
really?
Yeah. They're already
Whoa, that
moving
was
on.
fast.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, I'm still on the dinosaurs. I haven't even started dinosaurs.
Yeah. Fair.
Are you playing?
No, I signed up for this weekend, but I canceled. It's getting too expensive, I feel. Because they made the game even more expensive now because they changed the types of boosters they're selling.
Oh, wow.
And I'm losing interest because of it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it ended up being like a really nice guests are over. We taught my parents how to play. It's like ends up
Your
being
dad got really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice game. You know, it's a nice game. It doesn't have to be like I get addicted to video games and I get addicted to everything that I like basically, and it ended up being like a real dangerous thing for me where I couldn't really think of anything else. So no ideas, that's gonna affect your income, baby. I live off of ideas.
You need those ideas.
When I don't got
Need them in the
ideas,
world.
things look grim.
Yeah.
I'm an ideas guy.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, like, I'm always teaching people how to get ideas when they're stuck. That's like that's pretty much what my courses are about. That's pretty much my specialty. And it's because if I don't got no ideas, I'm really fucked. Not even just stuck, I'm fucked. And that's why I got so many ways to get ideas. And one of them is don't get addicted to video games, even though I respect video games and I think it's a good use of time. It's just not going to work if you're trying to get unstuck.
Yeah. For you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons, Ben? I feel like you would like it.
I would. I played 2 sessions, not like campaigns, but just 2 sessions, and they were nice.
Yeah.
My name was Frank Cum, and Jessica was Hand.
It was very fun.
Nice.
Yeah. I had like a fishing vest full where each pocket was full of cum.
Yeah.
Or maybe no, one pocket was full of cum, but it would randomize.
That's a very special character.
Yeah. What was your deal? You were strong.
I think I won a battle because I shoved really hard.
Yeah. She rolled for damage and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was fun.
Yeah. Are you doing that?
Yeah, I'm getting into it lately. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
fun.
It's fun, yeah.
It's just a friendship thing. It's, I feel like that's really good.
It's also been more social than Magic, so I like that about it.
Yeah.
I feel like the people at the games are a bit try-hardy and like it's really about min-maxing your deck, like that kind of thing. And D&D is just about, hey, let's have a good time and make up a story together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, we like to play with the printed out cards. We are like, no, we don't care if they're broken and if they're fake.
Yeah. We like put in 4 platinum angels and ramp, and that's your strategy.
That's the way to go.
D and Dick.
Dong and dick.
Dong and Dick.
Double dick. Yeah, Dong and Dick is the best.
That's a different kind of game.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I can't imagine how cool that would be, though.
We have one final song. 1 hour in and we're already at the last one. God damn.
God
We're getting good at this.
So efficient. Everyone can make so much use of their extra time.
We have a track from Alex Artificial with Doctor Whom, and it's called Blame.
Nice combo.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a chord progression.
Yeah.
That is so catchy too. What a
Yeah, that is
beautiful
incredibly
chord
cool.
progression.
Yeah.
Epic.
But it had like a cool like it was the effect of this the major 7 flat 6 major 7 becoming 6 minor 7. But yeah, there was some really really great subtle
Mm.
chord things. Great chords and great everything. I love the
Yeah.
clean vocals and the
Yeah.
distorted
Vocals were really
Same.
cool, very well delivered.
guitars,
Yeah.
drums.
It was a really interesting shape of a song too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and there's some like element, maybe it was the chords or maybe like the bigness that reminded me of the Pixies. Where
Oh,
is my
yeah.
mind?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
it felt like it is in the same world as that song.
I think actually Alex may have referred to the Pixies when he posted it.
Mm.
Let me look this up. There are nods to King Crimson, The Locust, Fantana Row, Sunrise and Ammunition, and the Pixies.
Very
The last one
nice.
was unintentional, if you can believe it.
Dun, dun. Yeah, that line, I want to say that I did all I could. That's a really interesting thing to think of, like when you're looking back at what you did.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, this from what I caught, it was like not a super like uplifting future looking back, but it was like
Yeah.
a very real like very like emotional, like held a lot of things at once looking back.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded a little sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so
I'd say
too.
so. Yeah.
I think there was a cool juxtaposition there of like the incredibly tense atmosphere in one part and then the choruses that kind of felt more blooming or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, blooming is a great word for that ending.
Mm.
It felt so like there it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I really
wish
dig
that
this
they
one,
were in the
Alex.
chat.
It's real-
Yeah. I wish
Woo.
they were here so they could hear our compliments.
Yeah.
So many people's profile pictures are black and white.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's different.
We got 50 Shades of Grey in the chat.
Dang. Yeah. We should do it. We should act that out. Okay, I'll be like, okay, I'll be the bed. I'll be the bed. And you can be like the handcuff. Oh, I'm bed.
Oh my
That's
God,
how
you're
it
going to
is.
get my YouTube channel banned.
No.
For
that. That's
Maybe.
nothing. We could do far worse and still get away with it.
Ben Levin Unleashed.
Yeah, that's me.
You can't put the cork back in. He's unleashed.
I'm on me.
Nice. Yeah, how's your double YouTube channel going, Ben? We talked
Good.
about it a little bit, but it was before we were live, so you got to tell me
Yeah.
everything again.
It was a good decision. I'm glad you pushed me into it, and it was a good decision to do a second channel. And it's really freed me up creatively. I can start thinking of ideas that are just like, I really want to do them and not have to think about whether it's on brand or going to work for my career. Because my career does depend, let's be honest, my career does depend a lot on my main channel. And that's like both good and bad. it's good because I'm glad that my YouTube channel has done so much good for people that, like people actually are like so inspired by it they want to actually go and like buy my stuff. That's amazing. And it's amazing that like I really am glad. But then also, you know, I'm like a pretty all over the place guy, and I'm kind of a square peg, and I'm very uh spontaneous, but what's the word for like
Go by your gut.
I just a little chaotic, whatever, and so that doesn't necessarily play well with having like a really effective channel.
Right.
But this way I can be chaotic on my second channel. That's my main channel in my head. And then my actual main channel, that's where like music tutorials and things related to music like education are.
Yeah.
That's just where they'll be. So I do think of those things and I do like those things. I don't like them as much when they're directly competing with my art. And since they're not directly competing with my art anymore, I don't have to prefer them over my art because I'm doing both. I'm doing 2 videos a week.
Yeah.
It really frees me up. So I recommend it for anyone who's got an identity that's holding them down to like embrace your multitudes any way you can. Thanks,
It makes a lot of
Switch Gang.
sense.
That is nice.
Thanks for.
Would you ever do a third channel now that you've done 2?
Well, I feel like if my second channel blew up, I would do a third channel.
Right.
I think you need as many channels as you have like try hard channels. So like if I did try hard algorithm, if like let's be honest. If my second channel of me posting acoustic songs started doing really well when I post acoustic songs and not really well when I do anything else, I of course would keep posting acoustic songs.
Yeah.
And then I'd need a third channel.
For all the other art.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Or if Sweetie Cuties blow up, then I'm gonna keep going in that direction.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never quite thought about extra channels like that, but yeah. It's very logical actually.
It just kind of happens, it's and like also let's just be real. If you make something that you even sort of remotely enjoyed making and it goes viral, you have to go and pursue that. Like it's such a rare, crazy combo that's like something I liked to do was embraced by the masses. What? Like your brain would kind of get like, you'd always wonder what could have happened if you don't try and be like, all right, let's go in that direction now.
Right.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I missed an opportunity from being on Adam's video where I made my catastrophic song to make like a whole album of stuff that sounded like that. Looking back, I'm like, oh.
Well, the ideal response to being a guest on someone else's channel is to leverage that to be a guest on someone else's channel. So it's like, you're like, I was just
now
on
you're telling me.
I didn't know that at the time. But I'm just thinking about how these things compound. It's like, so it's how guests end up on podcasts. You'll notice every podcast has the same guests. It's
yeah.
Oh, well, I was on Adam's video recently. Would you like to do a collaboration of some sort? And they'll be like, yeah, because they just saw you and they're just thinking,
Yeah.
Right.
True.
But was it even music you wanted to make more of, though, Jess?
I feel like, I don't know. I don't really remember at the time. I feel like I liked it, and I feel like it was very fun and different. But I don't know if I felt like this is like the most me. I guess. Yeah, maybe that is part of the reason why I didn't.
Yeah. It also, that was like that. You'd have to stop everything else you were doing, stop everything else you were thinking about to go and do that.
Right.
And that's kind of what I did when the fake guitar video came out, when I made the aesthetic of fake guitar. Like I was like, I thought it was a really strong video and it was really fun, but I didn't expect it to like be a as successful as it was. And so that week, you know, we were on lockdown. It was first week of lockdown, pretty much. I was, I was like, well, I'm gonna make the follow up to this, which is gonna be fake guitar and hip hop beats. I'm gonna do a whole rap EP now, and using fake guitar, and I did it in a week. And you know, you can't do that too many times in your life without part of you dying and never coming back, because it really is instant like burnout material. Is like rushing an album and then looking back and being like, I wish I had it mixed, I wish I had it mastered, like I wish that I had just like put out the YouTube version, but then like at least gotten it, you know, mixed and mastered
Officially.
yeah, or just spent more time mixing and mastering myself. Because yeah, like that's what we did with the 24-hour albums with Adam, is we didn't get the mixing done in 24 hours. That would be like a guaranteed like way to make it so I regret it being out, is to not get it mixed like that. That
Right.
has never been not true.
But
I've
maybe
always,
that's why because you had that perspective
after putting it out, that's why I
Yes.
had what perspective.
after doing the 1 week album not mixed and
Oh, I
mastered.
had the perspective that our
To-
one day album shouldn't
yeah.
be for
Yeah,
sure. You're right.
Still think that's a good
valuable.
album though, the fake album.
It's a super
Yeah.
good album. That's why I regret not taking it all the way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
some of the best music I've ever written, and I just like, I really love it. And so yeah, it deserved that.
Well,
And yeah,
Yeah, totally.
Remix it for 10-year anniversary.
right. It's not too late, isn't it? Is
Or-
it?
For yeah.
I've never been organized enough to. I have no idea where those stems are, where those sessions are. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm so unorganized with that stuff.
I bet you could find them.
I don't even know where to start. I was using Mac back then. I don't know like which hard drive. Yeah, I have like 11 hard drives that all look the same.
I thought you were always a Reaper Windows guy.
Well, I'm a Windows guy since June
Late 2020?
June of 2020, but
Yeah.
before that I was
Oh.
Apple. I used Reaper on Apple, but
Okay.
I was always a Reaper guy. Oh, I was a Pro Tools guy. Then I was
Our school
no,
made you be
no.
Pro Tools.
This is my history. This is so interesting. You gotta hear it. I was a Cubase guy first.
Oh.
I heard of Cubase. I used Cubase in high school.
Yeah, that's when I used it. I used Cubase, and I had what is Cakewalk? I had that. What is
I
that?
don't know.
And then I had
I remember Cakewalk.
I-
Yeah.
what is that?
Garage Band.
Is it a DAW or a notation software?
I think Cakewalk was a DAW. I remember it like being meaty shit, I think.
I used it for something. I don't even remember.
But that was like in the late
Yeah.
90s, right? Early 2000s.
It was early.
Whoa.
It was early. I was lucky.
No, you wouldn't have used it when you're like 10 years old.
Let me tell you about that. Yes, because
What?
I had a
I
piano
remember having it
teacher.
when I was in like when I was 10, 11, 12-ish.
Do you have any musician parents at all?
My dad dabbled just for fun.
Okay, because I'm just like trying to think. How did you end up having that?
Yeah, my dad messed around with that. He also had
Okay. Makes sense.
fuck, what's that DAW called that's very synth heavy?
Fruity Loops?
No. Shit, it's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come back.
Yeah. My piano teacher, I mean, I didn't know what alcohol smelled like. Or maybe it was cigars. But anyway, if I were him, I'd be probably an alcoholic for having to teach me. But every week I was like falling asleep while he was teaching me. And then one day he was like, what music do you really like? Like, what would you be interested in doing? I was like, I want to play guitar. And I didn't have a guitar. And so he's like, well, oh, no. So then I got like an electric piano with like a guitar patch, you know, like basic
Nice.
MIDI. And I was into that. And he's like, why don't we use that? I started writing songs, and he's like, why don't we like focus on writing music? Maybe you like writing music. And so he brought me a copy of Finale 2000 something, or Finale 2000.
2002.
Like
yeah.
Finale 2000.
Oh
I
my
think that's what
God.
it was. And
Whoa.
he taught me how to use that.
Wow.
That
I
was
never
crazy.
Knew that.
Then he
Cool.
moved to Qatar.
I don't know.
Uh,
Oh, good.
is it Qatar or Qatar?
Oh,
I don't know. I've heard different pronunciations. But yeah,
Yeah.
he moved there, and yeah, he like showed me this is what Qatar looks like, and I'm moving to this part. And so then I never saw him again. But yeah. Anyway,
Wow. Damn.
It was called
great. I
Reason.
never
John
knew.
found it.
Oh.
Oh,
that was-
Reason,
that
yes,
Was my guess. I
Reason's
was like
still-
logic and reason. I
Reason's
remember.
still good.
Yeah.
Reason's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
good.
But as a
It's
kid, it
very
was so
cool.
fucking confusing because it's just like
Yeah.
Yes.
the layout of real analog synths. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like
Damn.
your DAW nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reason is a special DAW, the same way the OP1 is a special synth, because the environment itself is so like creative and weird that it leads you to music you wouldn't normally make in a
Yeah.
good way.
Cool.
Doesn't just have random buttons. Like you actually have to connect cables between the
Yeah.
units.
Oh
Cables.
yeah.
Yeah. There's like you press tab or something and it flips around and you see the
Yeah.
back of it.
Yeah. So you could connect even more cables.
Yeah. Pro Tools has that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember that, but I have it. I used Pro Tools from 2008 till 2010, 11, and then I used
Our school
Reaper-
made us.
Reaper from then on.
of course they
Made
did.
us use it. So expensive.
It's bastard money.
Yeah, it is bastard money. Bastards.
Yeah, bastard. You look like a bastard.
You look like a bastard.
You look like a
I
bastard.
am. a
Thank you for
bastard.
saying
I'm
that.
actually not a bastard.
Yeah. So if this was a podcast, but we had to talk at like 4x speed, what would it be like?
Bastard.
Bastard.
When
What is it?
These are very good. So I really like.
No. Mansplain.
Oh.
Silence. Mansplain.
Thanks for coming to the
Yeah,
stream.
stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy can't go at. Stand-up comedy can't do college no more.
College.
Can't be funny anymore.
Can't do college no more.
Can't be funny no more. My jokes don't work because people are dumb.
Let's hope they don't slow this part down. Gonna watch it half speed.
Who are your guys? Let's see. Who are your guys? Like Carlin, Night
What?
Guy, Larry Page, Bill McGates. What are your favorite guys though? There was what's that guy?
Yes.
Who's the guy? Letterman. That's my guys. Letterman, Carlin, you know, giggle guys. I
What the
liked,
fuck?
I liked Jimmy and the guy before. These are giggle guys.
Ben Levin Unleashed, everybody.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Carson, there you go. I meant to say Carson.
Carson, Carlin, Letterman,
The Giggle Boys.
Giggle Boy.
The Giggle
I like the
Goons.
three-
I like the Jimmies.
The Three Stooges were my
Uh,
first influence.
Those were my first three boys.
I'm going to hell.
Hell yeah. Thank you for coming on. That was fun.
Thank you.
It's very fun.
Thank you. I do have a stand-up comedy set that I filmed. Do you want me to pull it up real quick?
Are you going to
You
put it on
in the
YouTube?
chat.
I don't think so, but maybe on my second channel now.
You should do it. Put it on your second channel. We'll tell everyone to subscribe to Ben Levin Unleashed.
I did this at a weird time. I'm sure it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Are you
I
sure?
was not. Yeah, I wasn't going for like shock or, edgy. I was going for.
Put it on
probably-
Patreon.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is now.
You're welcome. I'll take 50%.
Well, you can expect about. Well, how do I determine the rate of that?
Of your Patreon, I mean.
Oh, of that month, or forever?
Forever, yeah. If it's on there,
that
it
is
keeps
a lot.
going.
Thank you for Patreon.
360 deal takes all your money from any resource. 720 deal takes your family's money. Okay,
Oh,
we
shoot.
got a
1080.
1080
family
deal.
money.
That's when we take money from your grandchildren. Okay, we take the future money that your children's children will earn, and
That's how we do it.
That's how we pay off the record.
That's bastard.
Oh, I remember this.
Okay, I found it. Do you mind if I share my stand-up a little bit?
No, go for it. But do you have a link, or how can I?
Well, I was just thinking I'd do this.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
And what's
There
the
I am.
autofocus button again?
It's in the bottom left of the screen. If it looks like it's focused. Okay. Did you hear it? Okay.
Can I zoom in at all?
I'm not saying anything yet.
But I don't remember.
Okay, let's go.
What they were doing that was interesting in that show was exposing our own Islamophobia in a way, and it was on Fox, which is really cool, like FOX, which is 10 if you're going with a certain kind of number called the Roman numerals. So there's Roman numerals, but what would be the American numerals? It would be like like, I don't know, lottery ticket. The funny thing is, like, okay, so speaking of 7-Eleven, you could be 7-11-11, right? And that would mean July 11th, 2011 is the implication at this time. In the past, it would have been different. It would have been 1911. But here it's, okay, July 11th, 2011. That's very American, because I remember when I was in Europe on my travels that there was 7-11, and that actually meant the 11th day of July in the year 2011. So it's flipped over there. And you could flip that coin, that 1 penny you got left from 7-Eleven, and lands on heads half the time. So 1 divided by 2 is half. So you could say, maybe a way that you could think through is to say, what did 1 divided by 2? And you'd say half. But I would laugh at that. But I would say, to punch it.
It's a completely numbers.
It's all about math.
stand-up.
So there you go. Yeah, I'll put that on.
Put it on Patreon.
Maybe, I don't know. That could be a second channel thing. But I don't know. Yeah, Patreon's better.
How long is it?
I don't know. It's like half an hour. So
You could put like a snippet,
hour.
like a teaser, and then the rest on your Patreon.
yeah, that's the best joke of it. Yeah, go on the second channel. Yeah.
Nice. It's nice to have a second channel for that stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean,
good
yeah,
stuff.
maybe because it's like I don't want to put crap on my second channel. I want to put things I like on my second channel. So I
Right.
would edit. I'd find like the best part. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I think we're gonna call it. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you for
So-
co-hosting once again with me.
Our pleasure.
Please go check out Ben Levin Unleashed. Please go book a lesson with Jessica. And please go check out my Patreon to support the streams and all that good
Nice.
stuff.
The Holy Trinity.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll see you next month. There will be a new prompt. Look out for that on the Discord. There's links down below, of course, as always. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Good job, everyone.
Yeast.
Very nice work. Yeast. Goodbye.